the West head coach, Dustin McEwen out of Hillsborough. I think he's had the line so far in the game is if we hold them scoreless, we win. That'll be the setting as we go to the second half. Not a lot of scoring, a 3-0 ball game. They've changed what we said, a 47-yard field goal to 46. Justin Gray's field goal, he's at a liberal. It was 46 yards officially, and that is the difference. It came with about 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. The longest field goal in Shrine Bowl history, in case you're interested, was 52 yards. So some very good legs have played in the Shrine Bowl. We're set to go. East is going to be kicking off to West. And the West is going to get the ball first. Back deep for the West team. You're looking at Cartez Brown, number 24. He is a sprint champion, has a lot of speed. The East kicker again has been Adam Jensen, and they're going to spread things out. And we're going to go from here. West is going to get the ball in great shape. It's gotten a little bit cooler. Time for the West to maybe pick up some momentum.
Yeah, wind will not be a factor here in the second half at all. It doesn't matter which direction they go. The West squad is thinking, get the ball, get a good return, and drive down the field and get a score early.
And that was interesting, the fake handoff. You see number 11 in there, Andy Majors. I'm sorry, number 11 is Justin Powell for the West team. And he faked the handoff like he got the ball and never got it. Cartez Brown did get the ball. You watch him come up and, oh, they're going to fake. No, little deception. I like that. That was great.
Yeah, the kick was a little bit too short to make it work. What they're trying to do is have Justin Powell, the quarterback, be there for the fake handoff. And there you see the helmet blasting off from Cartez Brown. But good defense there by the East squad. The West does not get good field position, but right now they want to move the ball down the field. Justin Powell at a more normal position, not on kickoff return, but underneath center is the quarterback.
Justin Powell to Southwest Heights heading to Garden City Community College, and Carlos Alsop gets the first handoff, and he picks up about 3 yards on the play. That'll push it forward to the 23-yard line. And so far the game plan the same. Carl Alsop with the first play of the first half. He gets it here in the second.
Yeah, it's on a sweep. They're trying to stretch the ball outside and then cut up. But getting around the block and stepping inside was Adam Jensen. Playing a cornerback position, but getting up in the action. A very thick player. We saw him with an interception earlier. Nice run by Carlos Alsop to gain anything. He was hit behind the line, showed some power bouncing forward and picking up almost 4 yards just on a forward lean.
Doug Scheibe out of St. Paul and Adam Jensen out of Olathe South on the stop. West, second down and 7. There's a snap, and there is Carlos Alsop again to the 25, leaning forward and knocked out of bounds just shy of the 28-yard line. And on that time, the same kind of sweep to Alsop. We've seen it all too familiar so far.
And you see the left guard out in front, Lauren Flaherty, trying to make a block. You see Alsop tucked in beside him, actually has his hand on him. It's something running backs like to do is put their hand on the hip of the lineman and give him a little direction, like bounce him out and I can cut up inside. On that play, it didn't look like they gained a lot of yardage, but the fact is they got within 1 yard of making a first down. Nice lead play by Lauren Flaherty going to Southern Illinois as an offensive lineman.
Clint Callanan on the tackle. Once again, the snap, and this time we've got whistles and we've got flags. The West made a habit of double snaps in the first half. We'll see what happened here as we go down the field. And just like they sometimes platoon teams, they platoon referees here. And the man in the white half for the second half is Thomas Summers. We've got a whole new crew of referees. So they're fresh. I'm not sure what that means in the whole scheme of things, but
on the offense.
Offsides on the offense, and you heard the call. Back them up 5 yards.
Well, one of the things that it means from an offensive line and defensive line standpoint is you're not sure exactly how the umpire is going to call holding. It's the one thing that you've got to get used to, a lot like basketball on the inside. What's going to be called a foul? Is it going to be the hand check? Can you shove? And everyone gets used to what is a hold and it isn't in that official's mind. But suddenly there's a new umpire standing behind the line of scrimmage. Now, does he consider other plays holding that you were getting by with in the first half? So the offensive linemen have got to start all over like it's the beginning of the game and start experimenting what's going to be called and what isn't.
Good point. Third down, conversion, 1 of 5. The pass, and it is out of bounds. It's incomplete. The pass was intended for a West player. It just bounced off his shoulder pad. Zach Brown out of Colby. That was a pretty nicely thrown football.
Justin Powell threw the slant pattern in there. But you see the big safety moving over. Tim Harris was there to put a giant blow on Zach Brown, and we've seen it all night long. Tim Harris laying the wood, and it's very hard to catch a slant pattern when you got a cornerback right on your back hip, ball a little wobbly coming over the middle, and a safety looking you up trying to knock your head off. An incomplete pass for the West forces a punt and another bad snap.
Bad snap. Justin Gray's going to kick it out the back of the end zone. That's going to be a safety. The second bad snap of the game so far, and that time Justin Gray, who made a nice play in the first half to avoid what probably could have been bad field position, this time can't take advantage of it. And here, watch the snap goes way over his head. Not even close.
Well, a lot of the snaps have been a little wobbly. This time it went into a spiral, and when you're expecting a wobbly snap, you fire the ball harder. Jason Kennedy, though, when he got the spiral, had it take off on him, shoot way over Justin Gray's head. And Justin Gray, 8 yards deep in the end zone, makes the smart play. Don't try to jump on the football, because if you miss and the East jumps on it, they get 7 points. By kicking it out of bounds, you get a 2-point safety against your ball club, but you still lead 3-2. A smart play there by the punter, Justin Gray. So the West holds on to the lead, but the East gets a little momentum, forcing the West to free kick the football from the 20-yard line, and almost no matter what, with 15 extra yards from where you normally kick off to where this free kick is going to occur, you're going to get very good field position. An opportunity for East to parlay a safety into more points and the momentum and possibly even the lead in this ball game.
The bad snap results in a safety. If Justin Gray were 6'8" instead of 5'8", I think he would have had that one. But when way over his head, he alertly kicks the ball out of the back of the end zone to get a safety instead of a touchdown. And it's a 3-2 ball game. The East now is on the scoreboard. And this time, Justin Gray will kick off. Has a nice leg. We'll see what happens here. Back returning for the East team is Jesse Tetchwan. He's waited to get his hands on the ball, and he can break it at any time. Also back with him, Tramel Guillory, Nick Smith, Joe Taylor, among others. And there's your free kick. Jesse Tetchwan moving forward to the 30. And stopped right there at the 31-yard line.
Big play by Justin Gray. Again, we talked about the opportunity to get great field position, and with the long kick, not a lot of damage. East only gets the football out the 31-yard line. That's not too bad from the West perspective. Not great field position after Jesse Tetchwan returned that kick.
Aaron Bador and Tim Weltmer on the tackle. Weltmer out of Smith Center. Again, he is the walk-on at Nebraska. He will attempt to do that next year. A lot of good players from small schools going several various places and have really held their own so far. First down for the East team. They'll take over at their own 31-yard line. The quarterback again is Nick Smith. And behind him, a couple of backs, Matt Shermer and Jesse Tetchwan. The give is to Tetchwan. He will test the West defensive middle interior. And only a yard or two there so far. Ball is moved forward to about the 33-yard line. I'm going to take a quick look. And again, Nick Smith. Nothing fancy there, just giving to Tetchwan the first back through.
Well, when there's nothing fancy, you're going to have a hard time getting the ball past the big guys up front. Matt Butler there with the M on his helmet from Manhattan High steps in, makes a nice tackle. He was the third guy there. They're reading the option on that. They're leaving the defensive tackle unblocked, and if the tackle takes the quarterback, they give the ball up inside. But there's no hole there with Butler and Robbie Chase playing the middle linebacker positions.
Second down and 9. Nick Smith keeps it. Looks like he was going to try to hand it off. Didn't. Decided to keep it as well, and he gets about a yard. He scrambles to the far side. A pickup of about 2, say 3. And it's going to bring up about 3rd down and 5. I'm not sure what he was trying to accomplish. There just wasn't anything on that far side there.
Well, it's a 3-step drop pass. And what you're taught, Mark, is when you hit that third foot, you cannot wait around. If your receiver's not open, duck your head down and run forward. Don't stand there because it's guaranteed to be a sack. Your offensive linemen expect you to throw the ball quickly. They actually dive at the knees of the defenders trying to get their hands down. He did a nice job of trying to pick up as much as he could. What he was really trying to do is just avoid the loss.
Robbie Chase of the West team making the stop. He's out of Hutchinson. It's 3rd down and 5. Nick Smith can throw the ball. He's got a receiver open. It's Jesse Tetchwan wide open at the 50. He takes it forward to the West 47, and the East with another big play earlier in the first half. An 18-yard pickup on that play. Had a 17-yard pickup on a pass in the flat. This time they went down the field.
Well, they faked to the right, but the running back slipped out the left side, and Tetchwan was able to get between 2 defenders. Just a little gap, but the ball was well thrown by Nick Smith. On 3rd down, throwing the football in between the defenders. They slipped out a running back. Nice play, and the East has the football past the 50-yard line.
Nick Smith completed 107 of 163 passes in his senior year of high school. That is a high percentage. This time with the give, Jesse Tetchwan the catch. The pickup was about 18 yards. As you take a look at his profile, a good player, good guy. Be playing at Kansas State next year. The first down is over, and it was a handoff to Matt Shermer, who picked up about a yard on the play. It's going to bring 2nd down and 9.
Well, there haven't been too many big pass plays by the East. They both have come to Jesse Tetchwan. One of them a screen pass that was really well designed and well blocked, and that one a little further downfield to pick up a 1st down. Beautiful play by Nick Smith, and if they can get just a little bit of passing in a low-scoring game, that may be enough to get some points on the board for the East squad.
Offense resets near the 45-yard line. Nick Smith, Matt Shermer, Jesse Tetron in the backfield, and Nick Smith with a quick pass. He's looking. It's going to be Tramel Guillory who makes the catch at the 40, makes a move to the 35, inside down to the 32-yard line, and finally Tramel Guillory, the wide receiver out of Topeka High School, gets his hand on the football, pick up a 15. It's going to be another first down. We talk about speed. He's got a lot of it.
Yeah, what you try to do in that three-step drop passing game is get the ball out very quickly to the wide receiver. It's almost like a running play. You get in the ball just 3 or 4 yards downfield, and you hope he can spin out, break a tackle, and make something happen. Throughout the first half, what we saw is an East squad in a very conservative double tight end formation throughout the whole half, like they're lined up in right now. But as they've come out in the second half, they've mixed in a lot of 2 wide receiver set and showed some successful passing.
Smith over center. He'll take the snap. It's going to be a handoff. They give it to Matt Shermer, who will lean forward for about 3 yards. The big kid out of Holton. He's 6 foot, 220 pounds. He is bound for Houston. Gets about 3 yards on the pickup. The longest drive by either team in the first half was only 23 yards. The East has a little something going right now, Stan.
Well, they do. They're getting a little bit of the passing game, spreading out the offense a little bit, and then they can go right to the battering ram. Matt Shermer up the middle, number 40, running the football. Out of Holton High School, he played for Brooks Barta, who was the head coach for the East squad last year in the Shrine Bowl when the East won the ball game 21-14 in Topeka. Let me tell you, Brooks Barta, one tough cookie, and he's got a player, Matt Shermer, who plays with the same style.
Those guys play with a lot of sportsmanship and spirit and all the things you want in high school that Holton team does. And a pass to the far side. This one is caught by Tramel Guillory again. 2 pass catches by the kid out of Topeka High School, a pickup of 7 yards. And it's really starting to pick up now for the East team.
This is a great pass. It looks like he throws the ball behind the receiver on the right hip. You'd expect it to be out in front, but actually it was a great pass by Nick Smith because Ted Sims, a linebacker, had dropped back into coverage, and he had to miss Ted Sims. If he would have thrown the ball to the front of the wide receivers, Sims would have had an interception like we saw East's Jensen have earlier. Super pass by Nick Smith, throwing at the only place he can. The wide receiver makes a nice catch with the defender all over him. East has a first down. They're down all the way to the 21-yard line on what has turned out to be a great drive, mixing in the pass and the run. And Craig Crispino's plan B for the second half to mix in the pass so far has worked.
Smith 4 of 6 for 58 yards. The quarterback out of Pittsburgh, Colgan, has set the offense, and I have noticed the less time they take between snaps, the more momentum they seem to pick up. The tempo, as Stan pointed out, has been a big part in this ball game. Ball at the 21-yard line, new set of downs for the East team. Give inside to Matt Shermer. Actually, he's blocking for Nick Smith, and Nick Smith has stopped for a yard game. For a minute there, I thought Matt Shermer had the football, and he was running down the field, but never got the football. Nick Smith had the football. The pickup was about a yard on the play.
Well, you see Nick Smith clap his hands because this is a read play. He is supposed to read. Should I give it or not? And you see he should have given the football. Did you see the running back? You thought he had the football. When you're running that outside veer, you leave one man unblocked. And if he doesn't take the running back, if he goes to the quarterback, you give the football to the running back. But that time, Nick Smith misread the play, kept the football, but he was smart enough to dive forward, get the momentum up in the line of scrimmage, and at least pick up a couple of yards for the East.
The current drive is 8 plays, 50 yards. Ball on the 20-yard line. The give is to Jesse Tetron. He gets to the outside and goes down to the 14-yard line. Nice play by Tramel Guillory. Nice decision to hand off. And right now, Stan, a great mix of plays. Passing the ball, running the ball, letting several players get a handle on it. The pickup is 5 yards, maybe 6 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 now.
The East wanted to use a lot of running backs, and they really are. And the offensive line, give them some credit. They're starting to get a little movement up front. Number 62 on the right-hand side of your picture with the orange helmet. Chris Daniels going to Drake from Olathe East. Led around, pulling on that play. Made a nice block. He's the best of the offensive linemen for the East, pulling. And here in a 3rd down situation, the East needs to get a first down. They do not want to send out a field goal kicker in this situation.
Double tight ends. Ball on the ground. Nick Smith was looking to hand off, but didn't manage the handoff. The ball hit the turf, but Smith very alertly back on it. Could have been a big turnover at this point in the ball game.
Yes, it could, but you notice here a situation where the East chugging the ball downfield, gets into the 20-yard line, but Mark, football starts all over again when you get to the 20-yard line. You get into those defenses where there's less room to throw the football downfield. The defense squeezes up. You not only have to move the ball down the field, you got to reload and take it in the goal line situation in the red zone and get in the end zone. The West does an outstanding job of finally stopping the East, and right now the East is calling timeout because Craig Crispino is saying, what should I do here? Try a 32, 33-yard field goal with a guy who doesn't normally kick many field goals, or should I go for fourth down?
We are going to head to a break here. The East is moving. They're at the West 17-yard line. A huge fourth down is coming up. When we return from Manhattan, it's 3-2.
Why join AAA Kansas? Because AAA has the very best automotive services in the world, including our famous emergency road service. A full-service travel agency that offers discounts for anywhere you want to go. Convenient show your card and save values. And a wide range of insurance services. Why join AAA Kansas? Because we can help you in so many ways.
Travel with someone you trust.
AAA Kansas.
Dealer for a chance to win pit passes to a NASCAR Winston Cup race or backstage passes to Aerosmith or VIP tickets to the NHL All-Star Game or the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas.
Enter the Team Dodge Sales Event Sweepstakes at a Dodge dealer near you.
In a national poll, more people named Shriners Hospitals for Children than any other children's hospital for the treatment of orthopedic and burn problems. Was it because the care at all Shriners Hospitals has always been provided totally without charge? Or because they felt the care is simply the best found anywhere in the world? Perhaps it was a little of both. World-class medical care provided at no cost. Call this toll-free number for more information. There's a Shriners Hospital helping kids from this area.
Well, it's a 3-0 ball game. This is Mark Ewing alongside Stan Weber and Steve G on the sidelines. Today's cheerleaders are the graduates of the first Kansas Shrine Bowl All-Star Cheer Clinic. They are from Hiawatha High School, Southeast High School in Cherokee, and Hutchinson High School. They are under the direction of Damian Hilton, the KSU cheerleading coach, and his very talented staff. So thanks to the girls who paid their way to be here. It's been terrific. Steve G, take it away.
All right, Mark, we've noticed the West team having trouble with long snaps. Well, kicker Justin Gray told me that they had no trouble in practice. In fact, long snapper Jason Kennedy practicing his long snaps on the sidelines. Now he's firing perfect strikes. The West will need that. That's it from the sideline.
Local broadcast of the Kansas Shrine Bowl is brought to you in part by Community National Bank.
Back to game action. It's on the 17-yard line, and the East team will try a field goal. Jensen missed from 37 yards in the first half. He's going to try again here. Adam Jensen out of Olathe South. Not normally a kicker, correct, Stan?
No, not a big-time kicker. He's thinking about defense, not kicking in college.
The 34-yard attempt is up, and it is good. The East team likes it, and the East team has retaken the lead. 5 points here in the third quarter, a safety and a field goal, and Adam Jensen puts it through the uprights, and I know it was a good-looking kick from a defensive player, huh?
Yeah, he did a nice job keeping the ball low, driving it through from the right hash mark. The lefty boots it right down the middle. He has the range to go out to 40 yards. He's had a big game tonight playing defense, and now he's 1 of 2 on field goals, and the East have their first lead on a 3-run homer. It's 5-3.
5 consecutive points by the East team, a field goal, and before that, a safety. 5-3 is the score here. We are in the third quarter, an 11-play drive. Took 53 yards and 6 minutes to complete to get to that 5-3 score. And finally, the East team picked up some momentum and looked like they had some more diversity in their offense. Did you think, Stan?
Oh, absolutely. They hit a few key pass plays. Nick Smith finding Jesse Tetwan downfield, then throwing a slant pattern perfectly downfield. A very good drive. The West did a nice job of forcing them to kick a field goal, but the East was able to get it done. Adam Jensen. Tonight the Kickers have put on a very good show, and the West has really got to just forget about that bad snap. It's amazing how one special teams play can change the momentum of a football game. They've really not done that much wrong, but suddenly they're behind. It's no longer if the East doesn't score, we win. Now the West needs to think offensively and get some points on the board.
Here's your kickoff, and this is Cartez Brown. He takes it on his own 3. He's at the 10, he's at the 15, looking for some blocks, spins upside. He's going to get to the 20-yard line before the East steps down and makes the tackle. I think punt and kickoff coverage so far has been pretty good, very good considering the great speed on both sides and all the skill players that they've got returning kicks. Like Cartez Brown, we've already mentioned, is a 6A champion in at least a couple of events in track and field. You wrap them up and they take them down. Darren Roberts, the 8-man player, in there on the stop. Nice job by the East team.
For as little practices they've had, it's amazing how effective these teams have been in the special teams game and penalty-wise. You've seen very few penalties in this ball game. It has not been a factor at all.
West sets the offense. The quarterback is Trey Rainey. Cartez Brown breaks off to the near side. You saw him briefly there. Trey Rainey out of Heston will play football and basketball at Grinnell College in Iowa next year. The give to Carlos Alsop, and they didn't bring him down. He's up to the 30. He could be gone. He's to the 40, the 45. He's down to the 40, and he is going to be brought down at the 14. What a pickup by Carlos Alsop, who appeared to be down. Instead, he breaks away to the far side, and the kid from Liberal picks up 64 yards on the play to bring it into scoring contention. And I'm not sure if it was such a great play by him, but what a great play by the defender to get down to pick him up. He was down there. What happened?
Well, no one really had their hands on him. He was just leaning up against the pile. And then he took off on a sprint. Now, Nick Barrows from Fort Scott did a great job of sprinting at an angle, but he slowed down for just one step, giving Carlos Alsop about 15 more yards. Because Barrows took a good angle for most of the run, he was finally able to drag down the speedster. But the West has a big play they've expected all night from Carlos Alsop.
14 carries, 107 yards for Alsop. Give us inside to West, Tim Weltmer, 6 foot, 225 pounds out of Smith Center. Weltmer, who plays football, rather plays fullback and linebacker for Smith Center. Just another boy. You know, it's something about those guys from Smith Center. They make the Shrine Bowl, and they all kind of look alike. Those big square bodies and really strong guys. A 3A school.
Yeah, everyone wishes their name was Semino because those guys have been so outstanding. But Smith Center is a football-playing machine. There's no doubt about it.
Second down, the ball is at the 15-yard line. The West setting the offense, and a big play by Alsop. He gets to the far side, he carries it 64 yards, and now the West team, after falling behind 5-3, has a chance to retake the lead as Trey Rainey sets the offense. Trey Rainey and the pitch to Carlos Alsop. It gets to the 15, inside of the 12. And down to the 11-yard line. What you like about Alsop is the fact that he's not a guy that's going to be taken down by one defender generally, as you just saw in that last replay. He's just a guy that finds an opening. Yeah, and especially he's not going to be taken down if the one defender is his own player. Trying to block on the play is a wide receiver stepping in and the fullback, and he bounces right in into Jeremy Lowen, but keeps his feet, spins, and turns upfield. And this is a guy you just continue to give the football to. Why? No one remembers now that at halftime he had 34 yards. Guess what? He's had a 100-yard rushing game in the Shrine Bowl. It's not even the fourth quarter. He can explode at any time, and he's done it one time tonight on a 64-yard run. Ball to 13. Trey Rainey looking for a receiver. Has one. It's going to be picked off. The pass is going to be picked off by Josh Latimer of Fort Scott, and the West was knocking at the door. Josh Latimer steps in front of the pass, and a pickoff and another turnover. The East team avoids falling down this ball game. They're going to preserve their lead and get the ball back. Another turnover here.
Trey Rainey rolling out had an opportunity to run the football. It's one of the few times we've seen him outside the pocket. He could have ran for 5, maybe 10 more yards, but instead he tried to throw the football downfield to get it to Tim Weltmer. But coming on the play was the linebacker continuing to hustle, and he took advantage of the underthrown pass by Josh Latimer. A big play by the East holds the lead.
Josh Latimer led his team to a 13-0 record, a 4A state championship. We're back in a moment.
$2,000 cash allowance on Caravan? What? Over $4,600 in finance savings!
Save big at the Team Dodge sales event.
When you want the beauty and durability of solid wood furniture, you need to shop T&T Woodworking's Corner Outlet. Quality crafted solid wood furniture, finished and unfinished. Choose that perfect accent piece. dressers, beds, dining tables, entertainment centers, hutches and buffets, and much more. All at wholesale prices. Quality crafted solid wood furniture is waiting for you at TNT Woodworking's Corner Outlet, corner of Madison and Broadway in Webb City.
At Community National Bank, we take great pride in the fact that we are Southeast Kansas owned. We feel this gives us a unique perspective in helping the people of this area achieve their goals and meet their banking needs. With locations in 13 communities and a 24-hour ATM network, Community National Bank offers the convenience you need when you need it. Why not stop by one of our 3 Crawford County locations in Pittsburgh, Frontenac, and Girard?
Community National Bank.
Community National Bank, where our people make a difference.
The East team ahead 5-3, and Josh Latimer keeping it that way. Josh, tell me about that interception you just made.
I was like a fake counter. I just seen the backs rolling out in the flash. I was just following him out. I just seen the dot coming, and I just picked it up and just took off.
Well, fantastic play for you. Keeps your team ahead by 2 points and stops a critical scoring drive for the West team. That's it from the sideline.
Local broadcast of the Kansas Shrine Bowl is brought to you in part by Coffeyville Community College Area Technical School.
Turning poultry waste into energy, the plan at 10.
And you know, I always thought the dot was .com. What was he talking about when he talked about the dot?
Well, the dot is the end of the football. This guy's talking like he's a wide receiver. I tell you what, he knows the fundamentals. As a ball spins in a perfect spiral, it looks like a dot at the end. You say, put your hands right around the dot. But you don't usually expect linebackers to know that. Nice catch.
The West has 3 turnovers. The East has 1. 2 of the 3 turnovers by the West have been interceptions. Jesse Tetchwan getting the handoff. He is knocked out of bounds on the far side, and nothing going there for Jesse Tetchwan. The loss in the play will be a couple of yards. A drive that started at the 8-yard line. Now they're back at the 6, and just nothing going on the outside there. 4 green shirts right there.
See how he tries to bounce it out, and one after another, a player comes up taking care of their gap. Gap sound defense. Now, the West didn't score, but what the defense has been told by Dustin McEwen and the defensive staff is say, keep the East down here. Do not let them off the goal line. We didn't score, but if you can hold them down near the 10, 15-yard line and they punt the football, we'll just score on the next possession. There's still a great opportunity for the West to change the momentum in this game with a good defensive stand.
Jesse Tetchwan, 6 carries, 18 yards. Nick Smith on the option. He will get stopped. No option there when you keep the football. And was that another situation where he had a chance to pitch it and made a decision to keep it?
Well, Marcus West is the guy they're not even going to block. They say if West takes the quarterback, give to the running back. Watch number 82 in your screen in green. He goes after the quarterback. That means that Nick Smith should have handed the football up to Matt Shermer. Matt Shermer would have been running right upfield. That's what the outside veer is all about. You don't read it exactly right, it looks awful because there's an unblocked player smacking you in the mouth. If it's run perfectly, the unblocked player looks silly because he's tackling the guy without the football. 3rd and long, backed up. An important play for the West defense here.
Nick Smith tucks it inside. They're not going to try anything fancy there. No turnovers for the East team. They're just going to try to give their punter some space as he gets up to the 6-yard line.
And space is the exact word, Mark, because a punter stands about 15 yards from the snapper. 12 to 15 yards, but most teams are 15 yards. If you don't get the ball outside the 5-yard line, your punter is closer than normal, and the chances of getting blocked and the punter being off his timing on his steps is really there. So by getting the ball out over the 5-yard line, they allow the punter to have plenty of room in the end zone to go out of a normal punt formation.
Andy Majors, a 35-yard punt average on about 3 punts, kicks it. And it'll land at the 47 and also has room to run. Also makes a move to the 40 inside, and he's going to be brought down at the 37-yard line. For a minute there, Alsop looked like he had so much room he was going to outrun. 41-yard punt. And the East in great business down at the 38-yard line. And you know, you got that feeling that Alsop had a real chance to make this one go.
It did look like it for a second, but Josh Latimer, the guy that made an interception a second ago, comes in your picture right there. See the guy diving. He didn't make the tackle, but you notice how Alsop thought he had all the room to the left, but a perfect angle by Josh Latimer on special teams turned him right up into a bunch of players. It looked like it's no big deal. Great field position by the West, but another nice play by Josh Latimer to stop what could have been a big return by Carls Alsop.
In to play quarterback again for the West team is Michael Hammersmith out of White City. They give us up the middle. The line of scrimmage started this drive at the 38. And it'll go inside to about the 36-yard line. And on the carry, number 28 is Darren Roberts. So an interesting play there as an 8-man quarterback hands off to an 8-man receiver. And my fault, that's Tim Weltmer out of Smith Center. I got the numbers mixed up. My fault, Tim Weltmer on the carry. He's the kid out of Smith Center who will walk on at Nebraska next year. Pick up on the play, about 2 yards. And the line of scrimmage we marked at about the 35-yard line. Got a lot of numbers going out there and a lot of new players we tried to learn this week. But all of them have been such terrific guys. And a lot of them are about the same size, about 5'10", about 185 is about the average. Nothing going here this time for Alsop. The pitch is to the outside, and on the play for the East, Matt Weiser out of Atchison. 6'2", goes 225. And the loss on the play is 5 yards, nothing going. We're going to take a look at the replay here. The East trying to play some defense and has all night long in a very low-scoring ball game. Carlos Alsop and company trying to get some points on the board for the West team, but the East closes the gap early. It's 5-3 East.
Shriners, building a better tomorrow for kids. Born without a left arm, Tad Leitz was helped by one of the 22 Shriners hospitals, and today he leads a happy, active life.
Without the Shriners, a lot of the children whom they've helped wouldn't have the opportunities that they have, but the help with everything else that all the children who benefit from Shriners hospitals get, I can't imagine the world without it.
If I could thank all the Shriners, I'd thank them for helping kids think that they're not handicapped because they really aren't, and to learn that don't give up on yourself.
Some of the world's best orthopedic and burn medical care is available totally without charge at Shriners Hospitals for Children. For information, call this toll-free number. There's a Shriners Hospital helping kids from this area.
Why join AAA Kansas? Because AAA has the very best automotive services in the world, including our famous emergency road service. A full-service travel agency that offers discounts for anywhere you want to go. Convenient show your card and save values. And a wide range of insurance services. Why join AAA Kansas? Because we can help you in so many ways.
Travel with someone you trust.
AAA Kansas.
There are many traditions that people enjoy. But there's one tradition that has meant help and hope to children for over 75 years now. It's the Shriners Hospitals for Children, providing some of the world's finest medical care at absolutely no charge. If you know a child with orthopedic problems or severe burns who could use their help, call this number for more information. Shriners Helping Kids. The tradition continues.
And live from KSU Stadium, this is Mark Ewing alongside Stan Weber and Steve G on the sidelines. You have been watching the 28th Shrine Bowl. The East leads the West as we enter the fourth quarter. The score is 5-3. The West now facing a third down, 1 of 7 on third down conversions. And Trey Rainey tries to set the offense, and he's going to pass this time. Looking for receivers. Doesn't have anybody open, but has plenty of time to throw it. And now he's going to try to run, but the gap is closing. He's back in his own 45. He's trying to throw it out of bounds, and it's picked off. And it's been picked off by Tim Harris of Pittsburgh. And the East team has picked up another turnover. By my count, the 4th West turnover of the game. Tim Harris of Pittsburgh, another INT pickoff for the East team. And the East, up 5-3 on the West team, has taken a lot of advantage of those turnovers. He's in the right place at the right time.
Well, he made a big play. Michael Hammersmith can't find anybody open, running for his life. Thinks he has the receiver, doesn't have the zip on the football, and doesn't see the extra guy, Tim Harris. Harris has been making big cracks up at the line of scrimmage as a tackler, this time on the interception. This play lasts forever on the rollout. Great blocking up front, but the defense is all over his wide receivers. No one's open. It looks like he's going to break away until the great rush by Brad Cole spins around, and the defenders are there. Don't throw late over the middle, Michael Hammersmith, or it's going to be intercepted. That time, an elongated play. The East comes up with their 3rd interception of the game, and you're right, the 4th turnover against the West squad.
East team on offense fails to pick up a yard. In fact, may have lost a yard on the carry. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 11. The West team has been tough on defense. The East team trying to generate some offense, as both teams have. And this is Andy Majors, good quarterback out of Shawnee Mission West. He will head to Pitt State. Interesting, as we've already pointed out, that Andy Majors and Nick Smith, who was the starter in this game, are both headed to Pittsburgh State. Their quarterback contingent and future looks very bright.
Well, Chuck Broyles has got 2 fine quarterbacks, 2 men that have been in competition But you talked to head coach Craig Crispino, and he said, I've never met two guys more even and more cordial and better people. Each of them individually, Andy Majors and Nick Smith, went to the head coach and said, I think you ought to start the other guy because this team needs to find a quarterback. I don't want to cause a quarterback controversy. Go ahead and play the other guy. Both of them did it individually, kind of a big thing for their team.
West team calls a timeout. 11 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the fourth and final quarter. It's 5-3 East.
Dodge dealer for a chance to win pit passes to a NASCAR Winston Cup race or backstage passes to Aerosmith or VIP tickets to the NHL All-Star Game or the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas.
Enter the Team Dodge Sales Event Sweepstakes at a Dodge dealer near you.
Looking for more? Coffeyville Community College plus Southeast Kansas Area Technical School equals more. Effective July 1, we have joined forces to offer programs in welding, computer repair, business technology, and automotive repair. Now you can earn an associate degree in these technical programs. The fall semester starts soon, so enroll at one of our convenient locations. In Coffeyville, 1-800-530-5942, and in Columbus, 1-800-208-8324. Coffeyville Community College, bringing more to Southeast Kansas.
This summer, be quick on a new XR and get up to 500 bonus bucks. Plus, no down payment, no payments, and no interest for 3 months with your Honda card. Or be strong on a Honda ATV and be rewarded with low monthly payments with your Honda card. This summer, be hot, red hot at your Honda dealer.
Joplin Honda, 15th and Rangeline Road in Joplin.
We've talked about all-star games and being for good causes and being sort of exhibitions, but with me is Wayne Converse. He wore the white hat during the first half as the referee, and it was pretty intense out there despite all of that.
Oh, absolutely, Steve. All these kids are giving it 110%. Adrenaline's flowing. You know, they're wanting to do good for the cause.
And that's kind of the way they've been trained to play the game, just 100% all the time, no matter what's going on.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we had emotions were real high. We kind of got it settled down, and they really got into the football game. You know, we got a 3-5 ball game. It sounds like a baseball score, but you can expect even more intensity as we wind this down. It's just a good football game.
That's right. Even more of that for the next 11 minutes. That's it from the sideline.
Local broadcast of the Kansas Shrine Bowl is brought to you in part by Community National Bank.
And the game organizers from Kansas, Jim Hinkle, who is the board president, Dave Mize is the executive director, and Jeanette Mize is the office secretary. They are busy this week. They have been full-blown with things to do. They do a great job. It's fun to watch this ball game because of the great talent, but also the people behind the scenes. Second down and 11 for the East squad. The quarterback again is Andy Majors. And Majors takes the snap, looking to pass in the flat. Nobody there, and that goes over the top, looking for Tramel Guillory at the 30. And he's there at the 20, the 10, the 5, and he is going to score. The East is on the scoreboard with a touchdown play. It went 61 yards. Andy Majors to Tramel Guillory over the top. The East team is on the scoreboard with the home run shot. And the big receiver out of Topeka High School, headed to Butler County, just made a humongous play.
A
great
pump
throw.
and go. You see the pump right there, and a perfect throw by Andy Majors. A perfect spiral. Taught to throw the football out in front. Make the receiver reach his hands out slightly to catch the football. Allow him to continue to go full speed. And you see Majors do it perfectly as Guillory deep downfield makes a perfect catch with his hands in front of Dylan Schmidt and Brett Walgren. The safety couldn't get over there. A big play for the East. That makes the East 4 for 4 passing the football in the second half. That's been the difference as they've been able to put some points on the board.
Point after by Adam Jensen is good, and the East team takes a 12-3 lead. We talked with Craig Crispino a lot this week in camp, and we shot some footage of them doing this play and looked at us and said, don't show that on TV. That's our secret play. And you know what? That's why, because they didn't want us to see this play, and this works really well. Take a look at it, Stan.
You know, this throw was from almost the right hash mark. Bomb downfield. And the defensive cornerback is not that far behind. If you throw that ball under the wide receiver at all. It's a jump ball, and it's going to be knocked away, incomplete. But great arm strength by Andy Majors, and Guillory going out and making the catch as he heads off to Butler County next year. Scores for the East, and the East squad behind the first completion by Andy Majors, the Shawnee Mission West quarterback, rings it up and goes ahead 12-3. Nice throw. You can't design a play any better. You can't set it up any better with the passing game short. They really haven't looked long all game. When you get that opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. They do with the long touchdown play.
Andy Majors had thrown 2 passes. He gets one huge shot, 61 yards to score. Majors to Tetuan. It is now 12-3 with 10:54 to go in the 4th and final quarter here at KSU Stadium. It was 3-0 at halftime. The West took the lead on a field goal. The East has countered with a safety, a field goal of their own, and the 61-yard pass from Majors to Jamel Guillory. The West on the return of the kickoff, moving forward to about the 18-yard line. And again, Stan, pass and punt coverage has been terrific for both teams, but especially good considering all of the speed like Cartez Brown in the West return unit.
Yeah, excellent coverage downfield as you see the speedster from Wichita West fake the handoff. That's been part of their scheme. But one of the things that happens when you fake that handoff, you take 3 players out. You see quarterback number 11, Justin Powell, and the other 3 players faking they're not blocking, and the East is taking advantage of that. Rather than having 10 guys block, they're trying to block by faking. So far, the faking has not helped.
First down and 10, the 19-yard line, a pass. It is incomplete, and it was knocked down. East, number 72, Adam Gorley, who is 6'8", 230 pounds out of Fredonia. He has gotten his hands on several balls thrown by the West quarterbacks, and this one, a tipped ball, 6'8" tall. When you got the timing to knock the pass down like he does, it makes you a very viable player.
Yeah, that's the way to get your hands up. Perfect timing on a 3-step drop. What you've got to do is time it with the quarterback and take advantage of your superb height difference. You got 6'8", plus the wingspan. If he can get his hands up, trying to block a quarterback who's only 5'10". No problem, knocks the ball away. Incomplete pass.
Second down and 10, West on the 19-yard line. And the pitch to Carlos Alsop. It's going to be a halfback pass. Looking for a receiver. He's got one, but it's knocked away. Wide open down the field was West, number 24, Cartez Brown, but East, number 6, Tim Harris, knocks it away. He's the kid out of Pittsburgh. He's already had a couple of huge plays. And Alsop, they were saving this one, and it looked like the East was going to bite, but they really had a nice job of getting back.
Well, great play by Tim Harris. You know, the safety coming over because out in front, Cartez Brown looked like he was open. We've seen his sweep all night long. They try to fake the sweep and throw the football. Not a bad pass for a halfback pass, but good recognition and athletic ability by Tim Harris coming over and knocking the football away.
Tim Harris, 5'11", 175 pounds. He'll be heading to Butler County. His hero, Emmitt Smith. In that play, made an Emmitt Smith-like play, a big play.
Well, you saw from the end zone angle, if you watch closely, Tim Harris never took the fake. He went back there right away, and that's the only reason why he got there, to knock the ball down.
Michael Hammersmith looking for a receiver, and it looks like it might be, no. It was picked off, but the interceptor, which was Tim Harris again, was out of bounds. So the West avoids another interception.
It looks like there's 3 Tim Harrises out there.
Really, he's all over the
that's what
field.
the great free safeties do. They're where they need to be. Their assignment isn't stop the ball at the line, or a lot of times it's nothing more than help everybody out. And if you help accurately, if you find where the ball really is, you become a guy that can make all kinds of big plays. One time he's deep downfield on the right side of the field. The next time he's down the left side short and almost had an interception trying to catch the football and keeping his feet in. He was unable to do it, but still it's 4th down. The West does not move the football at all, and their punt team, which has struggled tonight, which really started this whole rally in the second half. Remember, the West led 2-0 before it bad 3-0 before a bad snap led to a safety, and since then it's been all East here in the second half.
Justin Gray back to punt, and it's a good thing there was a whistle because that was another bad snap. What's the call?
Let's don't be hearing your height examples either. Not everyone can be as tall as you. Now, how tall are you?
Well, the point was, if
how tall are you?
Okay, I'm 6'9".
6'9". You say, well, you know, if he was 6'8", he could have got that. There's like 6 people in the world.
If you're 6'8" and can jump, though.
Well, come on.
And just like that Adam Gorley kid, the 6'8" kid out of Fredonia, the point is even if he is 6'8", you got to have time. Just because you're 6'8" doesn't mean you're going to block down passes. But if you're 6'8" and you can leap and you've got great timing like you can really be a factor, as he was. And Justin Gray He's just the perfect height to be a punter.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
And then you can go back and play basketball, too, like you. But I tell you what, it's so easy for you tall guys to say, hey, if you're 6'8", yeah, right.
Well, it's a good thing that you don't see any 6'8" guys punting. Justin Gray back at the goal line now, a 5-yard penalty, and he takes this one off the ground. And he's going to try to punt it deep, but this one's going to roll back. The East is going to get a bounce, and it's going to end up at the 39-yard line. The West Story, bad snaps. This one picked up off the ground. Justin Gray gets the punt off 26 yards. And you know Justin Gray's got a great leg, and he's not happy with that. You take a look at Justin Gray as he takes the sideline. East is going to be in great shape. They will start at the West 39-yard line. 10 minutes, 18 seconds to go. The East leads the West 12-3. We're back in Manhattan in just a moment.
Sprint is challenging small businesses all across America to spend less money. Announcing the Sprint Small Business Challenge. If your business spends at least $50 a month on domestic and international long-distance calls, we'll lower your total bill or give you $100 of free long distance just for trying. It's easy. First, send us your long-distance bill. We'll evaluate it. Then, we'll lower it or give you $100 of free long distance guaranteed. Just call 1-888-SPRINT-BIZ. There are no long-term commitments, no hidden fees. End of story. That's how confident we are that we can deliver the highest quality service with the lowest bill. And that's just part of the good news. With Sprint's Savings Alert, you can be notified if our rates go down during the year. So take the challenge. Call 1-888-SPRINT-BIZ for details and get a lower bill or $100 of free long distance guaranteed.
Dealer for a chance to win pit passes to a NASCAR Winston Cup race or backstage passes to Aerosmith or VIP tickets to the NHL All-Star Game or the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas.
Enter the Team Dodge Sales Event Sweepstakes at a Dodge dealer near you.
I just came back from the east sideline talking to Andy Majors and Tramel Guillory before they came back out onto the field, talking about that touchdown pass. They said it was just a little stop and go. Guillory ran a little hitch. Majors faked it, and then Guillory was off in the clear, and a perfect pass. Guillory said that's the way Majors has been throwing them all week long. You can't help but catch it. That's it from the sideline.
Local broadcast of the Kansas Shrine Bowl is brought to you in part by Coffeyville Community College Area Technical School.
Details on a dry forecast tonight at 10.
And with 10:18 remaining in the ball game, the East takes a lead 12-3 and stand a real chance of the East in great field position to move down the field and perhaps put this one away.
That's exactly right. A great opportunity for the East, but this game isn't over. If the West can stop them and keep them from kicking a field goal, even with their ability to kick a long field goal, all they need is a field goal and a touchdown to come back in the game. It isn't over yet.
Not over yet. Andy Majors, the quarterback, rolls to the far side, and a loss of about 1 on the play. A lot of green shirts in there. The Greens have played great. The West on defense. Tackle by Robbie Chase. We've talked about him a lot. Out of Hutchinson, going to Butler Community College. He's going to play football. He's also a good track athlete. And it's the job of Andy Majors to move the East into scoring position. They're kind of a mix now, the first and second team, I've noticed. Matt Shermer's in the ball game. Joe Taylor's in the ball game. Derek Dick, who's playing tight end. He's out of Rossville.
The great thing is there really aren't second teamers here. It's like,
that's exactly right.
Here's another all-star. You know, it's not like you're taking a step down at all. And we saw that with Majors. Steve G just talked about how easy it was to run a play. Well, if you got a quarterback who can drop back and throw the ball 60 yards on a spiral perfectly, and a guy catches the football with speed, it looks easy.
Matt Shermer's on the cross handoff, picks up about 4 in the play, moves to the West 37-yard line. You're absolutely right. I should never have mentioned the word second teamer. There are no second teamers here. The tackle on the play was by Dylan Schmidt out of Andale. He's heading to Kansas State. He will pole vault at Kansas State, 6'1", 175 pounds. And Matt Shermer going to Houston certainly is an all-star all the way.
Well, he not only pole vaults, he holds the record for his class in pole vaulting, over 16 feet, breaking the record of his brother. Last football game, and it's really the guys I enjoy talking to and watching play the most, the ones that are putting it on the line for the last time, playing other sports, basketball, baseball. A couple of guys going on track scholarships here in the ball game. To see them play football, you know it means a lot to them here in the game, and that play right there from Andale's Dylan Schmidt gives you an example. And right now the West needs to make a play, force the East to punt. Do not give up. There's plenty of time left in this game with over 8 minutes and 45 seconds left.
3rd down and 7. The first down marker is on the 30-yard line, and Andy Mage is looking to pass, and now has to scramble a little bit. He's going to have to avoid the Garden City defender, and the Garden City defender is going to be there. Marcus West out of Garden City, 6 foot 195 pounds, obviously pretty good speed. And he got to Andy Majors before he could make the pass, and now you got that 4th down situation, another special teams opportunity. We've seen a lot of turnovers happen then, and this becomes a great play for the West.
There's a lot of D1 guys in this ballgame. You talked about so many of them, 6 of them going to K-State, but a guy that's not going to Division I, a JUCO player, is that defensive end right there, Marcus West, but he has played outstanding football throughout camp. Right there doing a mirroring of the quarterback, never letting him out of the reach. A great play forces the East to punt.
There's the punt. It's going to be back at the 1. He's going to bring it out. Cortez Brown brings it out of the end zone, the 15 to the 20, and he's going to get to the 25 or 26-yard line. 42-yard punt it was, and a 26-yard return, maybe 27-yard return. Cortez Brown took it in the end zone. Watch as he reels back a little bit. I thought perhaps that he might not want to take this one out.
Well, you're exactly right, but Cortez is fortunate that he got it past the 20, and it's an all-star game. No coach is going to yell at you in the all-star game. I tell you what, next year at Garden City, they're going to sit him on the bench if he catches the ball 1 yard deep in the end zone and tries to bring it out. But the sprinter's trying to make something happen, and he knows his speed, does an outstanding job of taking it out to the 26, and it's one of those, no, hey, good play, Cortez, way to get down the line.
Heading to Emporia State, sociology degree he will pursue. The handoff to Carlos Alsop. He gets to the 30, to the 35, drops the ball. It is out of bounds, though, and the West will keep the football. Carlos Alsop, that's one thing he'll have to learn when he gets to K-State. I know Bill Snyder does not like it when the ball goes on the ground.
Well, that's an understatement. You've got to hold on to the football. This time he's very fortunate that he fumbled late. A nice block out in front by the fullback allowed Alsop to get downfield, and as he gets hit, it's obviously a football out, but the ball rolls forward. And the West retains it, fortunately.
Nick Barrows out of Fort Scott, 5'9", 175 pounds there to make the play, and a pretty nice stick. Ball is at the 36-yard line. And the handoff to Carlos Alsop, who takes it up the middle and very close to first down territory. He may have gotten it. I'm looking at the spot right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a measurement here. And it is going to be a first down. They immediately mark the first down. That's going to place it at about the 39. And the West needs a touchdown here. They need a nice drive. And momentum has been a key. And the West really hasn't gotten much so far, except for the big play by Alsop.
Now they had one run, and then they blew that opportunity with an interception near the goal line. So what they need to do now is change their pace. Remember how the East late in the second quarter changed the pace, in and out of the huddle. As you make first downs, the officials will stop the clock to set the change, but you need to save some time by getting in and out of the huddle.
Michael, not there that time. No way. Carlos Alsop is taken down. Nice hit there by the East, number 73. His name is Nathan Baker, 6'3", 276 pounds out of Parsons, and he was right there nearly from the snap.
Look at him get off of his block and be in the backfield. The first play of the ball game, Nathan Baker was there to make a tackle down low. This time, Nathan Baker using his size, making the tackle up high. And another one of those guys that gets to play for a Division II power, Pittsburgh State. Chuck Broyles down there has an outstanding program, and he's got a lot of players in this ball game coming his way as well. Nathan Baker showing that he is a big-time guy, making a tackle for almost a 4-yard loss.
Carlos Alsop still has about 112 yards. Back in the pocket, looking to pass, and this one is going to be incomplete. The pass was delivered by Michael Hammersmith, and on the end of it was supposed to be Justin Powell, the 5'10", graduate of Southwest Heights, heading to Garden City, and just couldn't complete the pass. I thought it was a good pass. It was almost right there.
You see Justin Powell right there. He's the quarterback. That's right. When he's not playing quarterback, he moved out to wide receiver. Now he's going to Garden City next year. He's going to be a wide receiver. This is probably the last time he's going to play quarterback. And one thing they're trying to do is they like to get Powell into the game and show him as a wide receiver, because in their package they have a wide receiver pass. And if they can make it look like Powell's a legitimate wide receiver for a few downs, maybe they can throw it to him, and the East won't realize they got a quarterback who can throw the second pass.
They're down 14. They're going to air it out. Cortez Brown, the intended receiver, and he caught it. He catches the ball at the East 33-yard line, and a flag is down, and I am certain this is going to be pass interference on Fort Scott's Nick Barrows. Long bomb. They went for the home run. They got 33 yards out of it. Nice pass, nice catch.
Just throw the ball up and let the wide receiver Cartez Brown go up. This ball was slightly underthrown, but in the NFL, that's a play that they actually have in. Guys like Randy Moss run patterns where the ball's thrown short. The defender, they don't believe, can react as quick as the wide receiver coming back to the football. Nice pass by Michael Hammersmith, but even a better play by Cartez Brown to go up and catch the football right in front of Nick Barrows. He was interfered with, but that didn't stop him from catching the football. And the West has the ball across the 33 to the 33-yard line. Guess what? That's field goal range. And right now what they need in this game is a field goal and a touchdown. And it does not matter which order it comes in.
The West has used 3 quarterbacks quite often. Michael Hammersmith, Trey Rainey, Justin Powell have all seen time behind center. And they give us up the middle and nothing going there. East has not been vulnerable up the middle. They got some big players, some big guys, and there's been nothing there. Carlos Alsop is a very good runner when he turns to the corner, but hasn't been able to get managed much up the middle. Number 68 on the tackle that time for the East team. His name is Jason Tharp from Ottawa High School, 5'11". He weighs 265. He does plug the hole. He's going to Benedictine next year. And he's been right there. West trying to get something going. And again, we talked about momentum. And let's talk a little bit about chemistry. Neither coach was certain how the chemistry would go, but both was certain their chemistry was better than the other camps. We'll see how it goes. Back to pass. Michael Hammersmith looking, trying to find some room. He's going to keep it. He's at the 35, the 25, and down to about the 23-yard line, very close to the first down. A pickup of 10 yards as Michael Hammersmith wanted to pass the ball, decided to tuck it and keep it, and he is very close to the first down marker here.
Michael Hammersmith is a guy who scrambles to throw. Joe Montana had made a career out of that, but this time he thought he was in too much trouble, but he had enough speed to get outside of Doug Scheibe, number 34, and then a great block downfield by his wide receiver, Zach Brown, gave him room to the outside, and he's able to pick up a first down. Nice play by Michael Hammersmith.
And these teams, Justin Henry nearly got to Michael Hammersmith, who did a nice job of tucking under the attempted tackle, got to the outside and picks up 10 yards. It's first down for the West team as we're now at the 21-yard line. 6 minutes, 7 seconds to go. East leads West 12-3. And here's the pitch to Carlos Alsop. He gets a corner. 15-10. About the 11-yard line. We'll see where the mark is on the far side. Well, you see Carlos Alsop all of a sudden start to pick up his knee on a pitch, and you think he's going to go all the way. He's got such nice speed. An 8-yard pickup on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 2.
And watch his fullback, number 42, Aaron Bedore, right on the right-hand side of your screen, making a great block against Doug Scheibe, and that is what opens the corner. You start high-stepping when you're running back, when the fullback makes a great block at the point of attack. You see some green when you see the defender who's trying to make the tackle down on the ground. Nice run by Alsop, but even a better block by Bedore.
18 carries, 112 yards, an average of nearly 6 yards a carry. Of course, the big carry was a 61-yard gain, and Carlos Alsop now from near side to the 10 and high jumps, long jumps to the 7-yard line. They've got a scramble of bodies down there, and the biggest applause of the night goes for Alsop, who hurdles a couple of defenders and goes down an 8-yard pickup now inside the 10-yard line. And he's a bit of an athlete, no doubt. Does he remind you of any K-State back you can think of?
No, but this guy won the triple jump in track in 5A. So here you see part of the triple jump is the last leap. And there, that actually was a triple jump because when you do a triple jump, one of the steps is to jump off one leg and land on the same leg. He actually flew long enough while taking off on his left leg to also land on his left leg. Great run, but again, super blocking by the team at the point of attack. He has 128 yards rushing on 22 carries in the ballgame.
Carlos Alsop takes a break. First down and goal. Inside the 10-yard line to 6, and DeAndre McGrew is in for Alsop. And it's going to be a 2-yard loss. The East team all over. Justin Henry leading the charge. We have mentioned his name all night long. Heading to Kansas, the valedictorian of his class. He's played a lot of the game because he's had to, because that's just the way the roster sort of shapes up for the East team, and he's played very well.
Well, the East is saying right now, let's start all over, guys. You made it down here inside the 10, but can you get in the end zone? We're going to try to force you to kick a field goal. Stop a little of that momentum. The clock's running against you. Right here, the West just needs a score. Doesn't matter if it's a field goal or a touchdown. They need one score to pull within one score and have a chance to win this game.
Ball at the 8-yard line. Hammersmith, quick pass. Had a receiver there, but the ball is knocked away again. An East defender up there to knock it away. I'm checking the number. I think it was Josh Cahill, but I think it was Adam Gorley, the 6'8" kid we've been talking about the entire game. We'll see. 72 gets his hand on it. The 6'8" kid again. Boy, you got to throw over that guy. He is just got a tremendous presence about where the football is going to be passed at.
Yeah, he does, and gets that right hand up, almost an instant replay of a play earlier. But remember what I said before that play.
Right.
I said you must score. Well, one thing you cannot have is a turnover. Be very careful if your quarterback, Michael Hammersmith, throwing the ball to the middle of the field. A tip ball like that can be an interception. You've got to protect your field goal opportunity. Main thing is don't get a turnover. Think about the touchdown as a secondary thought.
Hammersmith looking in zone. Thrown just long. The intended receiver, Justin Powell. And the West has a decision to make. Down 9 points with 5 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Do they go for the... it's third down here, right? Third down?
No, fourth down.
We're not fourth
Kick
down
the field
here.
goal.
Kick the field goal?
You don't have to worry about the decision here. That time he threw the ball out in front of Justin Powell, made sure it was away from the defender, didn't get the touchdown, but didn't get the turnover. Now you get out your reliable field goal kicker. You're lined up right down the middle of the field. You're basically 5 yards further than an extra point. You hope this is a time for Justin Gray to be as automatic as he's looked all night and pull your team within 6.
Justin Gray will attempt the 26-yarder. The snap, the ball is down. It's going to be blocked. It looks like Tim Harris got in there, and the ball is loose. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. I think Tim Harris got through and knocked this ball down. If that's so, Tim Harris has just had a huge game. Tim Harris out of Pittsburgh, 5'11", 175 pounds, and nobody from the West team picked it up. And again, a special teams play, the most difficult team plays to coach in a short amount of time, results in a block kick.
Only 5 guys can rush, but Tim Harris, who plays safety, took off right down the middle, and there was just some missed assignments as you watch him burst right up the middle, and he just almost takes the ball off the tee. I mean, he was in there so fast, he was unblocked. There's nothing he can do. Now, you see the coaches up at the top of the screen. There should have been a 15-yard penalty for having the coaches on the field. I don't know if the officials saw it or not, but that will be an interesting call. If they would have thrown a flag, it's continuing action. It may have been a half the distance to the goal penalty, but they did not see the officials who almost recovered the block. I mean, the coaches who almost recovered the blocked field goal. Big play by the East keeps the West off the board.
There is some discussion here. You're looking at the referee in this game. His name is Thomas Summers. Having some discussion with Dustin McEwen on the sideline about placement of the play. And you know what he's probably thinking? Tim Harris, it looked like Tim Harris beat the snap. He was in there so, I know he's a quick guy, but it almost looked like he beat the snap in. He was right over center and came charging in, and I wonder if that's what the discussion is right now, or it's probably about the line of scrimmage. At any rate, the ball is resting at the 31-yard line. East has the football via the blocked field goal attempt. And how things have changed as far as special teams play. Justin Gray so huge in the first half for the West team, and now the East team has made some huge plays of their own. Tim Harris most notably with a blocked field goal attempt here.
He's put on a show, knocking down a halfback pass that could have been a big play, knocking down a third down pass over the sideline, making an interception earlier on a play, and look who showed up. Willie Wildcat
here,
getting a little bit of an early look. He's got to wait a long time. It's mid-September before the Cats play here. They actually start the season on the second Saturday of regular season, about as late as anybody in the nation, and that is in Southern California against USC. So it'll be about September 15th or so before the Wildcats have a home game. So I think Willie, a little antsy, wants to get out and practice a little.
And I'd be willing to say that because of K-State's success in football, that is why we have so many good high school football players in the state of Kansas. We have 10 Division I players playing in this ball game. And a decision is being made right now.
Well, the officials are talking a lot over. First of all, you got specific rules about how the play can be blocked and how many people can rush. I'm sure that the West, Dustin McEwen, talked about all those rules and believes that something was amiss, that you couldn't rush someone up the middle gap. I'm not sure if that's a rule or not, but that may have been one thing. Second thing is they're talking about what about those players out on the field? Is there a situation where we should have a penalty on the play and get a half the distance to the goal penalty? But right now, pleading his case is Craig Crispino, who said, hey, my guy just made a big play. I didn't rush too many people. Tim Harris did an outstanding job of busting up the middle, blocking a kick. This is very simple. Let my offense run a play.
Interesting point in an all-star game where they try to keep things simple. No stunts, no slants, just straight-ahead football defensively to try to produce some offense. We've got a game here. It's 12-3. 15 points have been scored by two teams who are about as offensively potent on paper as you can believe. And a pretty big decision here as we take a look at a football game that hangs in the balance here in a very big decision, which very, very well may go to the official here. Thomas Summers, again, is the man in the white hat who has heard the debate of both coaches.
They never threw a flag, but you don't have to throw a flag to have a rules violation. They have people upstairs who watch for rule violations. You see some blitzes or anything like that.
All right, he's walking to the far side. We were waiting for him to flip his mic on. We're going to go to a replay here. We're going to take a look at number 6. Number 6 in the middle, Stan.
Yeah, I think what you've got here is they didn't allow people to rush up the middle of the football field. I'm sure that they said you can rush 5 guys at the most, and they've got to come from the outside because we don't have enough time to work on protection. And what happened on that play is Tim Harris, during practice, never rushed. Right. The safety is supposed to stand back there and watch. But he's a guy, he's a gamer. He wants to make a play. In regular football, when a ball snapped, you can do whatever you want. I think what happened is Tim Harris said, I can make a big play. I see the gap, and he's so quick that he burst right through the middle. Why didn't the West pick him up? Because they know you can't block up the middle, that no one can rush, so they weren't worried about that. They all leaned to the outside, worrying about the 2 guys coming out over the edge. Because of the simplification of the game, you may think, that's unfair, but everyone knows the rules going in, and it took the officials a while, and we're still not sure what their decision is going to be, but I think they're going to let the West's offense back on the field and call it a violation against Craig Crispino's East defense and give the West's Dustin McEwen an extra opportunity with the ball.
All right, they're looking at the Jumbotron, Craig Crispino is, and he's asking for a replay of the play. Now, we've got some other business to take care of, so I'll tell you what, you just roll some tape and we'll just do it. You want to watch the replay, or you can go ahead and with this, what we got here, watch the replay.
See, no one's allowed to rush up the middle. I'm sure that's what they're going to say, and he's just walking up, faking, acting like he's coming, but he was never told to come. But he says, what the heck, here I go, right. And he goes right through the center guard gap. That's the place you love to block a kick, and that's the hardest part to block. So the coaches, before the game ever started, before practices ever started, were told about the simple defensive rules. And you can't blitz up the middle. You can't block field goals up the middle. And right now, I think what they're trying to do is determine where was the ball. And this isn't going to be a penalty on the East. I think this is going to be the old backyard redo.
Wow.
The redo is what I think we're going to see. It's not a penalty half the distance and 3rd down. It's let's take it over, and it's as if it never happened. The fans don't understand at all, but it's like you and your brother in the backyard say, well, let's just act like it didn't happen. And now the West has a chance for Justin Gray, rewind it, to be Mr. Automatic and boot a field goal through.
You're taking a look at Mark Retzer, all-stars in this game, coming all sizes and shapes. Some are all-stars because of their football abilities. Mark, we featured. He did the pregame flip today. He's the son of Carolyn and Mark R. Retzer. He's had multiple types of treatments thanks to the Shriners. Hi, Mark. You look great. Thanks for being here today. His 13-year-old sister, Francisca. And here comes our very important call.
He's having a lot more fun than our official is right now, because he doesn't really want to make this announcement. He's stalling all night long to say, I really don't want to have to say this. And he just isn't going to tell us. I mean, he refuses to talk to us. Just,
well, it's got the fans
throw the tape away and act like it didn't happen. Here we go again. No one will rush up the middle, I bet.
Ball to 15 now. 25 yards, and it is up, and it is good. Interesting how things can turn in an all-star game. Justin Gray kicks a 25-yard field goal with 4 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the ball game, and the lead is down to 6. The East leads the West 12-6. 2 Justin Gray field goals are the scoring so far for the West team, and this the redo and a 25-yard field goal. Where was Tim Harris this time?
He just stood back there like he was told. He's bummed because he knows he can make a play. The ball's kicked through, and after about a half-hour wait, Justin Gray says, no problem. If you don't take the ball off the tee for me, I'll boot it through. Well, getting back to the game, if you can remember where we are here, it's 12-6, 4:52 left. The West, I think, has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Actually, they just have 2 of them remaining, but that's plenty of time. They need to go out and play the stellar defense that they've played all night. Now they're within 7. Remember, it doesn't matter which way they scored the points. Touchdown, field goal, touchdown. This time it's the field goal first. Now they need to follow up, and what they're thinking about is a 13-12 victory. Stop the East and get the football back.
It is 12-3 at the present, 4 minutes and 52 seconds. This is Mark Ewing. My co-workers tonight, Stan Weber up in the booth, and down the sidelines you've been seeing Steve G, who was in both camps this week. We've been to the East and West camps. The West camp at St. John's Military Academy in Salina. East camp was staged in Emporia. Very intense camps, 2-a-days. 12-6 ball game. 4 minutes, 52 seconds to go, and there's your kickoff. East team is going to return it, and Jesse Tetron about 5 yards back. Fumbles it a little bit. They can put a knee on it, and it'll look smartly. He will. East will start on their own 20-yard line.
Well, you mentioned that the West squad practiced this last week at St. John's Military School in Salina, the first time ever after 27 years of basically being in Hays, Kansas for the West squad. They made a change, and they really like the facilities there. So the West squad gets a new look and an opportunity here to say, did they get enough of a workout to turn it into a victory? And like you said, both coaches came to the game saying, I really like the cohesiveness of my ball club. I really think we can come together and win this game. And right now, we're going to see who can make it happen, which team can really step up and make plays in the last 4:47 of the game.
It comes down to the final 5 minutes of the game. The East a handoff, the West right there, nothing going, perhaps a loss. East trying to generate some offense, and again, as they have done the entire game long, when the East gets a couple of yards and then comes out of the huddle quickly and gets another snap, they've built momentum. When West makes a stop, the East tends to go in the tank a little bit, and that's the case right here. A big drive coming. The 19-yard line is the line of scrimmage. The East trying to set the offense, and I'm trying to look at the lineup here. The West defense, Ketchum up the middle, number 62 that you're looking at, Ryan Ketchum, nose tackle, 6'3", 208 out of Hutch Trinity, has done a terrific job of really stopping things up the middle.
And this is his last ball game because he's one of those track guys going to Indiana on a track scholarship.
Nick Smith, the handoff to Jesse Tetron, and Jesse Tetron stopped for a yard loss. Nothing fancy there, nothing going. The West team sets up again. Nick Smith is the quarterback. The backs have been Jesse Tetron and Matt Shermer. The receiver for the East team has been Tramel Guillory. Those four have figured big offensively in the lineup for the East team as the ball now on the 18-yard line. 3rd down and 12, and have a 3rd down conversion play coming for the East team.
Mark, put yourself in Craig Crispino's shoes. Do you pass the football? You've hit every pass in the second half that you've thrown, but 3rd and long, backed up, a dangerous situation. Not a time that the East has thrown the football very much tonight.
Tramel Guillory, they don't even look this way. The ball is thrown in the flat and nothing doing. Derek Dick was the intended receiver. The pass was incomplete, and we're going to be in a punting situation. Looked like he threw that ball a little quick.
Well, he's on a 3-step drop, and there was just miscommunication on that play. Derek Dick, who's a tight end lining up as a wide receiver, ran a quick curl route, and the ball was thrown on a slant. They were lucky because there wasn't an interception. The safety happened to go toward the offensive receiver, Dick, and didn't see the football at all. That ball was thrown right toward the defender, but the West does their job, forcing the East to kick.
The East 6th punt of the game. Andy Majors gets it off. Carlos Alsop on his own 45 is not going to handle it. And the East team juggles it, but they're going to drop the ball at the 46-yard line. And a flag is down. This is probably going to go against the West team. Ted Sims, a little bit over-aggressive, kind of tripped over an East player, and the flag was thrown. We're going to see this is also going to be just a huge call. 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go. It's going to be a personal foul. Who's it going to be on? Yep. There you go. The preliminary calls on the West team. I was watching it as the ball bounced away and the East was about to place it. And then Ted Sims just came charging in and kind of tripped over a guy and kind of pushed him down as he was going over. It was kind of away from the ball, which was coming down about midfield. The West had no intention of even handling the football.
And the West has not reacted at all to the short punts. They were still way back there. Every punt fell short, but they had a fortunate bounce that bounced back toward the East goal line. At the 45-yard line, the East touched the football. Westwood had great field position. They're still not going to have bad field position after a 15-yard penalty. They'll still have the ball at their own 40-yard line.
Right, 27-yard punt. Line of right scrimmage right now will be the 45, but it's going to be about 15 yards on the West team. Right now they're talking to the captain of the West team, one of the captains anyway, which is Matt Bartz, I believe. Matt Bartz out of Concordia. Excuse me, that's not right. Number 44 is, yeah, it is Matt Bartz, tight end out of Concordia.
He's going to go to Colorado State. A very good football player. We've not really seen the ball in his hands, but he's also a very strong blocking guy, and you know, this would be a good time to possibly get him the football in his hands.
What happened on the field goal? There is a no blitzing rule.
Well, they finally are making an announcement to the crowd here. The East sideline is very upset, and they finally have confirmed the no blitzing rule. is the reason why there was a redo on the field goal. It started this sequence of scoring for the West, and the West hopes it is a sequence. Now they have the football. 3:05 left, 2 timeouts. An 8-man quarterback from White City, Michael Hammersmith, trying to start a touchdown drive that could give them the lead.
59 yards to go. Michael Hammersmith just back in the pocket, has a receiver he wants, and the pass is complete. A pass is complete down to the east 40-yard line. It looked like Zach Brown out of Colby on the catch, and very close to what is a 19-yard pickup and a first down for the West team. The West comes out firing passes and a nice completion.
Hammersmith has the strongest arm of the West quarterbacks, and he loves to throw the comeback pass. Talking to Dustin McEwen today, I said, if you're in trouble, what play would you like to go to? He says the deep comeback. If Hammersmith is in the game, he's thrown it well and timed it well all week long, and he does it again to Zach Brown for a nice first down play.
There's a whistle on the handoff to Carlos also if they're going to reset this one. And you had mentioned, Stan, about the 3 drop steps and the 5 drop steps. On the 3 drop steps, the East guys are right there knocking passes down. The 5-step drops, looks like they got a little bit more space and they're able to create some more room. And the receivers are getting downfield too.
Well, the thing you can do, the thing the West offensive line is doing is not allowing a lot of penetration from the East, but when you're only 3 steps behind the line, about 3 or 4 yards, you're still close to the lineman. If you go back 5 steps and they're not making great penetration, then the normal arc on your football goes over their hand. 5 yards penalty against the West, but really they don't need to pass every down. That one completion could really parlay itself into going back to the running game. Remember, the West can always give the ball to Alsop. That's really where they want to go for their big plays.
Hammersmith back to pass, trying to run now, trying to shake loose. He's going to be brought down. A lot of white shirts there. Justin Henry among the pack. Chris Orwig among the pack for the East team. On a first down and 15, a loss of about 3 yards. And now it's going to be second down and 18. The West team, which had found a lot of momentum in the great pass reception, is now going backwards a little bit.
Penalties have not hurt in this game or been a factor at all until just now. The West had a 15-yard penalty and then a 5-yard penalty on 1st and 10. They should have had the punt starting at the 45, and now after that sack and the 2 penalties, they're not yet back to the 45 of the East.
Second down and 18, ball in the East 47. Hammersmith has a receiver in Cartez Brown to 20, and he's going to catch it at the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Cartez Brown has scored a touchdown for the West team, but there is a penalty flag down. A 47-yard pass reception. Michael Hammersmith to Cartez Brown. And this game could be tied up. We're going to wait on the official's call. There's a flag down about the 17-yard line, and Hammersmith over the top.
It's the underthrown fade pass. Just let your guy go up, and Cartez Brown from Wichita West goes up high, times it well, leans into the defender, but they don't call that a penalty because he's completely going to the football. In fact, the contact ends up being a defensive penalty against Nick Barrows. But what a great catch. Good concentration. Nice hands by catching the football by Cartez Brown, coming back to the football. The second time they've gone to him on a little bit of an underthrown play. Let the speedster go up. Use that jumping ability that you love to get the football, and the West has done it. They've got 9 of them of the 10 points they needed to come back in this ball game.
Game is tied. Point after to take the lead by Justin Gray is up, and it is no good. They have missed the point after, and we are going to be tied. West 12, East 12, a minute 43 to go. And Justin Gray, who was so huge for the West team in the first half, has missed the extra point. But first of all, let's take a look at the deep pass pattern.
He did a nice job of looking to his left as a quarterback to keep the safety away and then threw the ball to the outside. A little underthrown, a little to the inside. But a lot of times if you work on that, that's what you want to do. There's no surprise to Cartez Brown. He knew what he needed to do. He said, hey, the penalty's on them. Keep selling it, because when the official threw the flag, you sure don't want him to change his mind after he's seen you get in the end zone. So he starts begging, saying, hey, that's a defensive penalty. Sure enough, that's what the official called. But who would have believed that the West, coming back like they did, would miss an extra point? Justin Gray, the fine kicker, misses an extra point. So, guys, we're starting over. If we've gone to a baseball game to a low-scoring football game now, but it's all tied up like we started tonight off, 12-12.
Game was 3-0 at halftime. The West took a 3-0 lead, and the East came back with 12 unanswered points to take a 12-3 lead. The West has come back with 9 unanswered points of their own, a field goal, a Cartez Brown touchdown, but the missed extra point ties the game at 12-all, and a minute 43 to go at KSU Stadium. We knew it would be a close ball game. We expected a lot of offense in a close game. Instead, it has been a lot of defense in a close game, and here's the kickoff. Jesse Techuan back to get it at the 5-yard line. He's at the 10 quickly. He's got a line of blockers to the 15 and 20. and the West does a nice job of getting the tackle. And again, great coverage by the West team. Nobody's broken loose. I think it was Colin Homolka out of Claflin on the stop for the West team. Colin Homolka out of Claflin. And that would be Aaron Bedore on the stop. Aaron Bedore.
Bedore, number 42. Strong left arm. You'd rather get your head in front to make the tackle, but when you make the dive, if you don't gauge it perfectly and get your head in front of the runner, then just be strong with that left arm. That's why you lift weights, that you have the strength in that arm to bench press the guy to the ground. Makes a tackle, and the East has the football at the 23-yard line.
3 plays, 59 yards, a minute 22 on the scoring play. Now the East trying to come back and get a point of their own. The pass is caught by Tramel Guillory. He's going to get the outside to the 25 to the 30. He's still on his feet to the 35 and the 36-yard line. And now we've got a loose football and a fumble, and they're going to give it to the West team. Tramel Guillory, who made extra yardage on his own, made 6 or 7 yards on his own, drops the football at the 36-yard line. The West team is about to get a golden opportunity. Nick Smith watched the short pass, and Tramel Guillory had a wall of blockers on a short pass, and look what happens.
Well, he does an outstanding job of continuing to fight and move, but Marcus West, number 82, was in there to get the football after a beautiful tackle by Matt Butler. It's so dangerous when you're inside. You got to be very careful with the football. After a great effort play by Guillory, he somehow has the ball stripped away, breaking tackles, fighting, trying to make something happen, but there are people everywhere on the play, and he gets caught from behind right at the last minute, right there by Manhattan High's Matt Butler, and Marcus West from Garden City jumps on the football. The West has the turnover, and the East has to be in shock after being ahead by 9, thinking they had the game under control, and the West squad now has an opportunity with timeouts remaining, with the good field goal kicker, who somehow missed the extra point to keep it tied on their squad.
Interesting storyline. Michael Hammersmith, the kid out of White City, played 8-man football, pitching to Carlos Alsop, one of the best football players in the state of Kansas, played 5A in Liberal, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 31-yard line on the far side. And obviously the West plan right here, give it to your best player. It's Carlos Alsop, and eventually you feel like he's going to break one loose. But the most important thing is not to fumble the football, because you got that outstanding kicker who very well could come into play here. Very well.
You're at a 48-yard field goal range, and you'd love to pick up a first down on 3rd and 5. But what I'd be thinking right here is run a play with Alsop, maybe to the right side of the field on a sweep or on a counter play, and have him try to get the first down. But if he doesn't, set the ball in the middle of the field, get it inside the 30, make this a more makeable field goal. Anything under 45 yards, and you got a decent chance with your field goal kicker.
Well, he said 48 yards is what he kicked in high school. Carlos Alsop to the 30, down to about the 27-yard line, 51 ticks of the clock remaining in a 12-all ball game. It has been an exciting high school all-star Shrine Bowl game tonight. I say high school because they just left high school. They're all headed to college. 10 Division I players, multiple players headed to small schools, and they provided quality entertainment for the folks here at KSU Stadium tonight. The 9th time in Wildcat history that KSU Stadium has staged the Shrine Bowl game. Ball at the 26-yard line, pretty good shape right now, and the clock's in pretty good shape as well.
Well, it's 4th and 1, and Carlos Alsop made a jump toward the out-of-bounds line and wasn't aware of where the first down is. There are no markers on the side of the field that he was going to. If he would have been the other side, he would have realized that he had to step upfield to try to get the first down. He didn't do it, which sets up a 4th down. And rather than kick a field goal from about 42 yards, because it's only 4.5 yards, the West is not bringing the field goal team out. They're going to bring their offense out. This is a position you'd love to run the quarterback sneak.
We'll see what happens. Michael Hammersmith is going to hand off to Alsop. He gets to the outside, and it looks very close to the first down. Very close to the first time. The East team thinks they've held.
They stopped him. He is short of the first down by where the official marked it. The East squad, by giving the ball to the tailback, the West squad was not able to hold the line of scrimmage long enough. And the East reacts. They did not go to the quarterback sneak with the 5'10", 170-pound quarterback. They gave it to Alsop. But before he could get to the line of scrimmage, the East, playing outstanding defense all night long, is there to make the stop. Here you see all kinds of guys getting to the football. But the main player there first, Josh Latimer, number 41, makes the initial hit. The officials mark the football short, and the East stopped the West, and we are back and forth on the momentum.
Game. This is so much fun. 46 seconds to go in this ball game, tied at 12, and the East now takes over at their own 32-yard line. and Nick Smith is the quarterback. Hand up off the middle for about 3 or 4 yards, and I've got to ask this question because I'm not sure. Our rules tonight are very unclear, and I'm wondering if we have overtime. Number 34 in the tackle for the West team, that's Dylan Schmidt.
Yeah, they'll have overtime. I think it'll be the high school version of overtime. It won't be college football where you start out at the 25-yard line. It'll be the high school version, I believe, which I think you start at the 10-yard line, and then one team gets the ball, and then the other team gets a chance at the 10, going the same direction, even though wind doesn't matter tonight, to do the same thing.
Nick Smith looking to pass, shakes loose, looking for a receiver downfield, and has one. That's Jesse Tetchwan at the 50. He goes to the 45, and he is knocked out of bounds there. Big pickup by the East team as they move down the field. 3 seconds to go in regulation. Jesse Tetchwan on the catch. A 24-yard pickup. And there you see Nick Smith actually knocked back by his own lineman, scrambles loose, and goes over the middle to a wide-open Jesse Tetchwan.
Yeah, you've got to be very safe with the football in that situation. You do not want a turnover. They did a great job of waiting and throwing the football. Nick Smith making sure Tetchwan was open. Tetchwan gets out of bounds. And there are only 3 seconds left. What you've got to do here is think a deep pass. So what are they going to do? They're going to bring in Andy Majors. That's what I would do. Remember the tight spiral that he threw 60 yards? Nick Smith did a nice job on that play, but you still want your home run hitter, Andy Majors, the guy who can throw the ball a long ways for one pass into the end zone. The Hail Mary, worst case scenario, East goes to overtime. Best case scenario, they win the football game. With Tetchwan getting out of bounds, stopping the clock, at the 44-yard line, you have an outside chance. Not a high probability play, but you got a guy that you know can throw the football down. The offensive line needs to do a good job of holding him out, giving the receivers time to get down because Andy Majors can get the ball to the end zone.
Andy Majors back in the pocket, 3 seconds left, and he is looking to Tramel Guillory, and this pass is going to be knocked down in the end zone. We're going to go to overtime. Andy Majors looking Tramel Guillory's way. 12-12 ball game. And what are we doing? Are we done here? Or are we going to go to overtime?
Overtime.
Guess what? We're done here. The game is over. We can end a tie, or are we not? I see him gathering the troops here. This is one thing we didn't go over in all our meetings. What would happen if this game ended in a tie? And we're going to head to a break. We will tell you how it turns out. Looks like this game is over. It's 12-12 East and West. Who'd have thought it would end like this? We'll head to a break. More from Manhattan in a moment.
Why join AAA Kansas? Because AAA has the very best automotive services in the world, including our famous emergency road service. A full-service travel agency that offers discounts for anywhere you want to go. Convenient show your card and save values. And a wide range of insurance services. Why join AAA Kansas? Because we can help you in so many ways.
Travel with someone you trust.
AAA Kansas.
The best hospitals in the world aren't necessarily the ones that charge the most.
Veterans by providing the best health care possible through state-of-the-art facilities and personal dedication. What we need is you, the healthcare professional. The Department of Veterans Affairs. Help us keep the promise to our nation's veterans.
I believe in you.
Travel stand.
Michael Hammersmith down by 6 for the West, throws the ball up. Cortez Brown goes, grabs the ball, goes in the end zone. It looks like the West is going to win because that play ties the game at 12-12 in the fourth quarter with a chance to make the extra point, but they miss it and the game remains tied.
The defensive play of the game is brought to you by Sprint.
Well, on the next possession, first play, it looks like the East is trying to make a big play. Guillory running the football on the inside wide receiver screen, fighting, trying to make something happen. But guess what? From behind, watch out, Matt Butler, number 32, right there knocks the football loose. Marcus West gets it. The West has the last opportunity, a good opportunity to score, but they get stopped on fourth down, and the game remains tied.
final score from the 28th Shrine Bowl, East 12, West 12. We're back to wrap it up in a few moments. What an outstanding football game played in Manhattan tonight.
Hi, Jay Hampton with Hampton.
The East led 12-3. The West came back with 9 unanswered points, and this game ends in a tie. They call it the Super Bowl of Hope. It's a pretty nice way to finish when you consider it's a game for charity.
Well, it's nice that everyone can be semi-happy, and I have to apologize for my fumble on it. I'm so excited. I just wanted to continue to play. I wanted to see some overtime. They're playing so well, but actually it can end in a tie for the first time in 28 Shrine Bowls. We end in a tie game, but a well-played defensive battle.
Well, we thought we'd see something different tonight. We did it that. It is 12-12. The game ends right there. For Stan Weber, Steve G on the sidelines, this is Mark Ewing saying goodnight for the backstage crew. 12-12 it ends. Good night from Manhattan.
Local broadcast of the Kansas Shrine Bowl is brought to you in part by Community
Way to tan with virtually no UVB rays. Choose from our